If you have spent money on designers, spent hours tweaking Canva templates, or hired content creators to create beautiful pins for your products, and then upload them as ads and they're just totally bombing and you're just not getting any clicks at all, this video is for you. So here's the hard truth. What I see usually is that Pinterest ads don't fail because the design is bad. Honestly, like some pins that are doing really well aren't even that pretty. But what I see is that people or brands make decisions based on data from other social media platforms rather than from what is Pinterest is already telling you what is working. Because Pinterest is actually showing you what is working both inside a platform but also inside your account. And many of the best performing Pinterest ads that I saw didn't even start out as Pinterest ads. They started out as organic pins that were already getting those add to carts and checkouts, and those signs mean way, way more than any Canva template and this signal is worth way more than an opinion about whether a pin is pretty or not, or aesthetically pleasing or not. So in this video, we're going to break down the two quick and easy ways that you can use Pinterest to understand what kind of pins you want to create and start out with when you're running your Pinterest ads and designing them. The first one is we're diving in how to use Pinterest search. And the second one is using your own analytics to get a good understanding of what is already converting and what you want to create more of. And in this way, you will today know what kind of pins to decide before you're even going to spend any money on them. The first thing you want to do is pick like 5 keywords that you know that your customer is using in the search bar whenever they're searching for your product. So imagine you're selling backpacks because this was open from my last Pinterest search. And then we're going to look at what is already ranking high organically. So not sponsored. This one is sponsored. You can see underneath, there's not a lot of sponsored. This one is sponsored too. Okay. But we can see, okay, it obviously like pins that are super clean with only the product not even being worn are ranking high. So this means that people are saving these pins the most. They're clicking on these pins. They're doing outbound clicks on these pins. And it used to be that way that really old pins would be ranking the highest because they had accumulated all this engagement over the years. But right now, Pinterest is really favoring fresh content. So the newer it is, the better, basically. And it constantly wants like new creatives, new content, etc. And this is only for organic, by the way. But this really means that you can really rely on what is ranking high, in terms of what is speaking to your customer the most right now. So you can see here, okay, this one is like showing what you can all do with it. And you can see like the carabines here. I'm not sure if that's the English word too, but you can see the ropes and everything. This is obviously for outdoors. This one is more for school, and it gives like, I think this is a notebook and some pens or something. And then there's only one image that a person is wearing it, and then it's already sponsored, lower, etc. Okay, so I would focus on those first 2 rows and see, okay, how can I use this content to create my own pins? And honestly, they're making it really easy. So to stay within the theme, you can ignore these for now because that's not relevant. These are pins that are either directly pinned from your website as soon as you create your catalog. You connect your catalog in Shopify, WooCommerce, or whatever platform you have. And then they're updating that catalog, and those are automatically posted as pins and promoted as this. It's saying shop. I can't see it because my Loom thing is here, but it's saying shop for back to school bag. And then if I'm clicking on these, I only see pins that are being shoppable. But I also want to show you, okay, this could be an iteration of the type of keyword that my customer, if I'm selling backpacks, could be using. So I just wanted to show you again, but now you can see that different kind of content is ranking high. This one is sponsored, so ignore this one. It's more videos, it's the same video, but this is really clean. This is really clean. This is showing different variations, but nothing from the inside. Everything is just like, here's the product, here you go. This one is sponsored, that's what I thought. This is a video, I don't know, in a school, I think. But this could be lifestyle content because it is pretty obvious it's about the bag. Same goes for this video. Same goes for this video. I think this would be like an showing the features kind of video. It's not loading for some reason. I'm not sure why, but usually it starts to play. But in this way, you can see, okay, for this kind of keyword, this is ranking higher. Still, this one is ranking the highest. They are doing a killer job with their easy pins. But you can see, okay, how can I use this to create my content? And especially if you watch the previous video about creating pin designs that convert, you can really easily use this info and create super easy pins to get people to purchase your product, obviously. Okay, so I picked another keyword that's in the same category that I think that my customers could potentially use. And you can see here for outdoorsy bag, you have a little bit of a different audience where what is ranking high is, that's so interesting. It's saying more ideas here now, butt pins that are showing it either worn or how much you can fit in there. You can see, because here there's, oh, this is sponsored. This is being worn. This is what is in here. That's like different features and different styles. You can see, because those are different. This is like a tiny X or something. I don't know. Looks pretty cool. Different products, like a collection, but it's all super simple. And you can see here, we picked 3 keywords that the potential customers could use. And now we already got a ton of inspiration what's already working. So now that we know this, we're going to dive into our own best-selling product and see, okay, how can we use this info to start creating our own pins and start uploading them and start testing what creative speaks to our customer exactly. Okay, so now that we know what kind of pins are converting well for our competitors, we want to see, okay, do we already have any data that is relevant and that we can use, that our own audience is already telling us that's working? So what you're going to do is head to Conversions Insight. This changes all the time and it might look different for you, but you want to go to Conversions Insight. And then set it for a last 90 or maybe 60 days, depending on how many sales you get. Set your own conversion window. If you want to have a little larger conversion window, there is a bigger chance of overlapping sales with your Meta and Instagram ads, with your Meta or Google ads, I mean, but you get the idea. Okay, so I don't have an e-com store connected to my account, but you can see here, it's going to show you my revenue, add to carts, checkouts, etc. And then you're going to scroll all the way down to top converting pins. And here it's going to show you either for add to cart. I don't know why I'm clicking because I have no data to show you, but you can set it to checkouts or add to baskets, and you can exactly see what pins are actually bringing add to carts and what pins are actually bringing checkouts. And this is really valuable information because sometimes it's not at all the pretty pin that are bringing the checkouts. And this is such powerful knowledge. And the second thing here is, if you don't have a Pinterest tag, like, so you have an Etsy store, for example, you can still use this. And instead of going into your Conversions Insight, you go to Overview, and then we're going all the way down. Okay. Then we're going to turn this to organic. And I want to make sure that it's only pins connected to my claimed account and only my own pins. So not pins that I repinned from other people. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to look at your top pins. And you can see here, and then you're going to set it for outbound clicks, because if you don't have the Pinterest tag, the best thing you can focus on is the pins that are getting the best outbound clicks to your store and your product page. And then depending on, because you're going to be integrating when you're running your ads, your UTM codes, and then in the backend of Etsy, you're gonna want to check your UTM codes. And in this way, you're going to get a better idea of what pins are exactly performing. So you're gonna have to do that conversion insights basically manually. But then the outbound clicks will be a really important signal for you to see, okay, what kind of pins do I want to be making to get more people to my product page? Now you can see you don't need new templates every week or more expensive designers or more content creators. You just need a clear idea of the concept, and then make iterations of what you see is working. And just use the Pinterest search patterns, use what the analytics is already telling you, and make sure that you're actually creating pins, see what is winning, and then make iterations based on what is winning instead of constantly creating very new things or just repurposing all your meta content straight into Pinterest, because that's just not going to work. So just to wrap everything up, now you can really see how you can use Pinterest search and use the patterns you're seeing there, and also combine this with your own Pinterest analytics if you have this, whether you have the Pinterest tag installed or not, and make a turn Pinterest in something really predictable, into a predictable revenue stream, by actually creating pins that are like, you don't need more templates, you don't need more designers, you need Pinterest templates or pins that are actually reliable, are proven, and will be converting. And then once you're getting your sales and you're seeing stuff that is working, then you can start making iterations, or you can start testing new creatives. Once you're seeing, okay, I have found my audience on Pinterest. Once you have your Pinterest ads creative figured out, it's not going to be so time consuming, and you don't need to swap them as often as you have to do with Meta, because the audience doesn't fatigue as fast. And in this way, you're going to make your scaling so much more relaxed, more reliable, and it can be really be that evergreen engine, revenue engine, alongside your other paid advertising channels. So if you want to implement this and make Pinterest your next reliable evergreen sales engine, basically, I have a couple of options if you want to do this together. I either have a done with you, so we're doing it together and you're getting like all the support you're needing with during your implementation and during like setting it up and scaling, or I can just completely take it off your hands and do it for you. You can see the options beneath this video, and I'll see you in the next one.